Dear students, let us understand what is data warehouse architecture in this video. Now, inside your data warehouse architecture, the construction or the architecture is complex because it contains information system from historical period of time, and the data is obtained or accumulated from multiple sources. So hence construction is a big task. But hence there are three different approaches for constructing the data warehouse: single tier, two tier, and three tier. And next we'll go for each particular tier individually. Now coming to single tier architecture, the main objective of single tier is to minimize the amount of data stored. Now this is to remove the redundancy of data. Redundancy here means the repeated data which has been replicated for so many times. But generally this type of architecture is not frequently used in practice because sometimes the data needs to be redundant to store same data for multiple times in multiple formats. Hence this is not being used in practice, or is not there in practice right now. Now coming to the two-tier architecture, two-layer architecture separates the physical availability sources and the data warehouse. This is not expandable and also not supporting a large number of end users. It also has connectivity problem because of network limitations. Hence this is also not frequently used and it is not in practice right now. Now the three-tier architecture, this is the most widely used architecture right now. Now it consists of three different tiers. Generally we call them as the top level tier, the middle level, and the bottom. Now coming to the bottom tier, the database of the data warehouse servers act as the bottom tier, or it is being put under that bottom tier. It is usually a relational database system or DBMS. Data is cleaned, cleansed, it is being transformed and loaded into this layer. Now before the data is being put into the air, it is been clearly transformed and cleaned, and then it is loaded into this particular layer. Here it can be used for the next layer. The middle tier or the middle data warehouse is an OLAP server, which is implemented either using ROLAP, Relational Online Analytical Processor, or MOLAP, Multi-Dimensional Analytical Online Analytical Processor. So both are the two different models. Any one of them can be used. For a user, this application tier presents an abstracted view of the database. It acts as a mediator between the end user and the database. Now what exactly the end user is asking and what exactly has been stored into your bottom layer, it is being transformed through this middle layer. So it plays a very important role in accessing the data from the bottom level to the end user. Now coming to the top layer, top layer is a format which acts as a front-end client layer. So top tier is the tools and API, application program interface, that you connect the data out of the data warehouse. It could be a query tools, reporting tools, managed query tools, analysis tools, or data mining tools. Here the top layer is being accessed. The top layer is being a front-end layer which will be directly accessible to the end user. So end user uses his query tools in getting the information from the data warehouse. Now, coming to the diagram, the architecture diagram has been shown in this slide with the top layer, middle layer, and bottom layer, and the last one shows as a data. So slightly explaining about this particular picture, the data is nothing but operational database which is cleaned, transformed, and loaded into the bottom layer. Now the data can be available through very different external sources. So from all these external sources, the database has been put into the bottom layer of the data warehouse architecture. Now inside the bottom layer, we have monitoring, will administer the data, and we have data mart. So we'll see what exact the data is being stored, how could it be stored in a proper way so that it can be extracted easily, and what exactly the data, where exactly the data is to be stored, and in what way. This all will be considered inside the bottom layer. Now coming to the middle layer, we have OLAP server. So OLAP server is being transformed, or it is being used to extract the information as an output and being pushed the data up to the top format or top layer. Now inside the top layer, we have data mining tools, analysis of your data, the queries and the reports. So end user is directly accessing this particular query, and he puts the query, and the query is accepted by the top layer, and the data which is sent by the middle OLAP server is being automatically sent into the user's interface. So user can view the data from the data warehouse directly by these three different layers. Then how to design the effective and efficient data warehouse. Here we need to understand and analyze that the business needs and construction of business analysis framework. We cannot design the same data warehouse for all the enterprises in the same way. So each person has different views regarding the design of data warehouse. Here we have taken a small example. So the data warehouse example, if you are considering for a bank data, is totally different from a data warehouse which is being used for an inventory business. So how these particular layers are designed and how this particular architecture has been designed will have a different view, because the same data is not being used in the both ways and the same transformations cannot be used. So these views can be defined as well as follows. The top-down view allows the selection of relevant information needed for data warehouse. A source view or the data source view views the present information being captured, stored and managed by the operating system. And the data warehouse view, this view includes the fact and table dimensions. It represents the information stored inside the data warehouse. And the business query view. In this view, the data format viewpoint of the end user. So according to the end user, the business query is designed. A view is being designed. Now what exactly is to be represented inside the tables, that will be taken out by the top layer. So each particular layer has to be designed according to the requirement of the business enterprise. Now let's understand the data warehouse development approaches. Data warehouse design approaches are very important aspect of building the data warehouse. Selection of right data warehouse design could save lot of time and project cost. Generally speaking, there are two different approaches normally followed when the database or when designing the data warehouse. Solutions are based on the requirements of your project. You can choose which one suits your a particular scenario. Now, these actually methodologies are defined by Bill Emmon and Ralph Kimball. Now let us understand what are the different views. Now the first approach of data warehouse development is top-down approach. This is designed by Bill Emmon. Generally we call him as father of data warehousing. Now this design methodology is based on a top-down approach. In top-down approach, the data warehouse is designed first, and then the data mart are built on top of the data warehouse. Now here we need to understand along with a small diagram. Now, we have what is called the source system. Source system is nothing but where we are trying to store the data, or where the multiple sources of data is being stored. Then it is extracted and then put into the data warehouses. Now once it has been put into the data warehouses, we can use the data marts, can use them one by one by ETL process. Now the steps that are involved in the top-down approach are: data is extracted from various resource systems. The extracts are loaded and validated in the stage area. Validation is required to make sure that extracted data is accurate and correct. And you can use the ETL tools for approach to extract and push the data into the data warehouse. This is the first step. Then data is extracted from the data warehouse in regular basis in the stage area, and at this step you will apply various aggregation summarization techniques on this extracted data and loaded back to the data warehouse. This is the second step. Now once the aggregation summarization is completed, various data marts extract the data and apply some more transformations to make the data structure as defined by the data mart. This is the third step. So the next approach is called bottom-up approach, and Ralph Kimball, who is a renowned author of data warehousing, has given this particular approach. In this design, we follow the methodology of bottom-up approach. This approach is also called as dimensional modeling approach. Now, as per this method, data marts are designed first or created first to provide the reporting and analytical capability of specific business. Later, with this data mart, enterprise data warehouse is created. So data warehouse is created at the end and data marts are created in the beginning. So this is the difference when you compare this to the top-down approach. So generally this is called as a bottom-up approach because we are moving from bottom to top. Now the steps that are involved in this bottom-up approach are, now remember the data marts are directly loaded with the data from the source system, and then ETL process is used to load into data warehouse. So in the first step, the data flow in the bottom-up approaches starts from extraction of data from various source system into the stage area, where it is processed, loaded into the month, and handling the specific business purpose. After the data marts are refreshed, the current data is one again extracted in stage area and the transformations are applied to create data into the data mart structure. The data is extracted from the data mart to the staging area, is aggregated, summarized and loaded into the enterprise data warehouse. Then this particular model is available for the end user for analysis and enable the critical business decisions.